Good evening and welcome back. So, let's see, where did I left off? I was working on was going through the interaction, and the next thing was the inventory, and then I found a few bugs in my system that I need to fix. One of the bugs is that I need to find a better way to remove elements, remove pickups that I already picked up when I load into the world. And one of the issues is that I do level streaming, and I have this level with marketplace goods, and I can show you what happens here. Those meshes will be, for some reason, after the dialogue, the level will be reloaded. And I get all those items again, even though I shouldn't get them. And the problem is, as a result, I'm getting memory leaks, kind of. This is set to none. But I still can pick it up. So about trolls, I have 3 of at the moment. Bought one of them. I have 4 now. So the system works, but the representation in the world is broken because it will be reloaded, and as a result we get those access none trying to read property because the actor is invalid, and then all the logic behind that doesn't work anymore. And I think that's an issue. No, I know for a fact that's an issue with the fact that those books, those pickups here, are in a different level. Because I tested it. I put them in the persistent level. The system works without problem. I put them in a sub level. It breaks. So I need to figure that one out and research. But the rest of the system works, so it's a kind of related, unrelated issue. So not quite sure how to fix that, but okay, this is the UI on item select. That's the hand icon, the screwdriver for using stuff and so on. But let's see. Yeah, here we have the different interaction types. The spyglass, the speech bubble, screwdriver, stuff like that. And the only thing I'm doing here is on construct. I'm checking what kind of direction type we have, and then I'm setting this, but I can make this easier. Let's do select. And then we throw that here. That's basically the only thing we do here. And I can remove this image icon variable here. Hello. How are you? This should do the same thing. Oh, not sure if I can help you. I haven't done much with animations. But maybe I have an idea. Not sure. Okay, what am I doing here? Cut start. Rotate. Oh yeah, that's this part. animation. So this is what should happen, right? It should walk, and then at a specific threshold it should run. That's what you want to have. But for you it's always running. Maybe check if your running state is released or set up correctly. Yeah, I haven't set up any good blueprint at the moment because my characters are broken. I broke the skeleton. It has rotations on bones where it shouldn't have them, so I sadly cannot show you what I have here. But in most cases, it's just that. Yeah, in most cases for me it's just this idle walk run. At least at the moment. I think I have another blueprint here. Yeah, I know those are behavior trees. Let's see. Oh, and inside this, yeah, this is just that. Putting the speed here and plugging that into the blend space. No, I'm using 3. The idle here. It's idle animation. Then here I have the walk. And here I have the run. And depending on the speed it changes. It's blending them together. So raising the arms and then full run. Yep, it is. And the problem is sometimes trying to figure out what you're doing wrong could be a pain. Or you need to step back and look at it from different angles. It's kind of what I'm doing at the moment. I'm going through my blueprints and kind of refactoring them. Go in, see is there a better way to do this from what I've learned, and in this case I changed a huge tree into just this. I love the select node. It's awesome. Okay, when do I do that? Yeah, the system here with the item recording actor, something that I got from a tutorial for 4.8, I think. And I haven't done anything with that since. So let's see, we are setting the mesh, set the relative location. We are resetting the rotation. Oh, and then here we're doing update pivot and scale. That's what we call that. And the set new mesh will be called from outside somewhere. Let's see, find references. Now, here we are setting the new mesh. For that recording actor. Oh, and this I can also change a bit. Let's see. How can we optimize this with a select. So we could try it this way. So this would be consume. Where read and yeah, okay, here it will be slightly different, but we use and ingredient. Yeah, not sure I would call that. But for weapons, let's call it equip, but I need to change that for some of those. Okay, let's do this. Still need to figure out that branch. But at least we are not using the switch anymore, and I have less clutter here that I am calling. And this I still need to figure out. I think the only thing we can equip at the moment are weapons. It's the only thing that makes sense. Even though I still have... I could also add something for the clothing. If we don't have it equipped, it would say wear, and if it is equipped, take off or something like that. So we don't need that. Much space there anymore. Oops. I can move this over. Let's see. Okay, we set the visibility here. And then we set the text. Yeah, let's do it this way. Let's do the branch. was this. And let's do another one. For the other option. So this would be unequip. We can't equip consumables. Can take off clothing. And I think that's all of it. Artifacts we use instantly. And for the rest, we don't need anything else. Let's try to get this here slightly more readable. Yeah, sadly we can't optimize this with select node. And those here no, I don't think that would work. No, because I'm using those to do this, which is also horrible. Yeah, I need to find a better way to do this. So basically we go in and if the condition is true, then we create the widget. But I do that for every category in my inventory. So will be displayed up here. Let's just jump in game and have a look at that. Oops. Okay. Yeah, okay, the lighting needs to be rebuilt, and we get those messages. But we had all items, only the books, the keys, artifacts and miscellaneous. And if I click on any of those, I can have a look at them, rotate. I can drop them. And I need to set something here for those. Even though some of them don't have anything there, so... keys. Keys I only need to have in my inventory. Nothing more. Oh, by the way, I was talking about that my skeleton is broken. This happens when your skeleton breaks. But you still have animations on the characters. So I have rotations on the bones, but I'm still playing walk animations and animation blueprints. But as a result, I'll get that. Those strange monsters here. Oh yeah, this is the bug I have there. Yeah, I'm not sure if there's... I'm thinking about maybe adding a data type here, just so that I can optimize that, but then I have a different data type that I don't need. So, I'm not sure. I mean, the switch here shouldn't be the problem. The problem is more this here. This is something I don't like. But again, I don't know of a better solution to do that. What am I doing here? Okay, I can... This I can change. Don't need to go through each option here if it's just all or other. So let's remove that. Let's do a branch. Always typing those wrong. So this is true. It's false. There we go. Okay, let's order this stuff a bit. This is where it starts. Construct. Here we are setting the inventory reference. Okay. And we call update data. This is clearing the item array and setting it here. Not sure if I need to clear it first, but I'm doing that to be safe. So it's really cleared and then I'm overwriting it. So update category items. Okay, so this is something that happens later. Then add all category button. do the add category buttons. And then we call category button clicked. Then we do the set item for category. Okay, that's a function. And then we add the children. Okay. Then this would be the next thing. We hover an item. We use an item. And we drop an item. Then we close an array. This is happening, I think, in here. Nope. Oh, it is. It's clear data. Yeah, that's happening in there. So here I need to ask some people that know a bit more about Unreal Engine than I do, if there's a better way to do that. Kind of get rid of this as well. Okay, now this. This doesn't have a for each. And will also not help. Yeah, at the moment I'm not doing anything here. Because first the character system needs to be there. So I might go into this and I will do a bit of research if there's a better way to handle different categories. Oh, I just noticed something. I think I could work with gameplay text here, but I haven't done anything with gameplay text so far, so I'm not sure if how that would work. But in here, create button, I would Yeah. I need to look into those. Oh, this is just that thing. Component. Okay, we are handling the dropping of items. We had a look at that earlier this day. Yeah. Let's see, can I? Nope. Can't limit the inputs here. Okay, first we check if the item's there. And if it is there, we are adding to the we are changing the count of the item. And otherwise we are adding the item. Yeah, I was in here already. I added the return notes here. Okay, this is just helper function I created. Okay. And this is just a kind of, the entry in the list, which is just setting the text. Update text from data. Set the text of the name, count, and if it's equipped or not. nothing special in there. And this is what we opened here. Okay. So I think that through the inventory system for the first run through and trying to find and optimize stuff. So let's start with the construct. Here we're getting the journal component, setting the UI input, and update journal list. Yep. Damn it. Okay, this is short journal entry. Yeah, this is called for the journal entry there. And then this is the last thing that happens here. We don't have any functions, macros, stuff like that, because it's just text that we show here. Oh, and here I'm just setting the last journal entry to active. Yeah, we take the links and then from that we get the name. And over the name, through the name we get the entry. This is, oh yeah, this is the component. Yeah, the component is doing all the work for those. And here I'm going through the whole list, check if the entry name is the same as the name we get in, and set this and return it. Simple stuff there. Let's compile this. And let's go through this. There's nothing here because it doesn't do anything on its own. It's only using those functions that are called in different spots from different classes. Yeah, and this is mostly the same. Just the difference that this gives us the journal entry, and this is just saying, okay, it's there or not. Which means I could remove the branch here. Because if that is false, then you can give it back here. So let's remove the branch. We don't need that. We can just set this to that condition there. So if the entry name is part of that, then we set that and we return it down here. But here we need to check if it's there, then we change the entry. So here I can't get rid of the branch. Which means I F this up. No, I know why we need the branch here. This was wrong. We need the branch because I need to break out of this. Otherwise it runs through the whole loop and I'm not sure what this is, so we need the branch here. Just to make sure that if it's true, that we break out. Yeah, and then this would only be true. Okay. Yeah, and here we're simply just adding unique. Done. Construct. We are setting those. Print text. Yeah, no, we don't need to print the text here anymore. This works. Before we do that, let's do something else. Card format or yeah, add line breaks to text. This is a macro I created, and every time I have squarely brackets BR in my text, then it will replace that with a line break. This way I can make sure that the line breaks are set properly. Even though, no, it's just a title. No, we don't need it for that. We need it for the actual entry. We don't need the date here as well. Then we do this. Which will create the journal entry. Okay, we don't do anything here, which means we need to do the line breaks before that. So on journal, we need to add the line break there. journal done. Let's check this. Just got a journal entry and this works. Oh, no, it doesn't work 100%ly because that is happening. I need to add something to this. I need to add it in here. Yeah, I think I need to add it in here. Makes it easier. And I'm not sure if I have access to this. And we need to do the same down here. Let's see if I can copy that. So this should be inside here. Yeah. Good. And then it's doing that. And this should make a difference. So if we wait a moment, the camera should switch and rotate around the character. But it shouldn't do that if we are in any UI. Yeah, okay, it stopped. Good. Awesome. And let's check if this sets it back once we're out of the UI. Yeah. Then if you move the mouse or move, okay. That works. Awesome. Lights. Okay. Yeah, in most cases, those are just mesh combinations with, yeah, there's no code here, it's just basically a prefab, something that I can throw in the level and that doesn't do anything other than have a light and a particle effect. So there's nothing in here that I need to do other than this. Okay, here I'm using my interaction actor interface to catch this event. Turn will just turn those on. Okay. So there's no construction script, nothing else here, only that. Okay. The lamp has a bit of code here. You know, I think I found a note that does this better than so. I think there's there was something here. Was it set? Set scalar parameter on materials. Emissive power. And then I don't need to go through a for each loop here. I can just set this, be done. Same thing down there. And let's see if we do have a get. Nope, we don't have that. So the emissive power I need to set differently. Maybe I just need to set the value here to make this public, and then, or not public, but exposed. Instance editable, that's what I wanted there. Then I can get rid of all the rest here. Yeah, then I don't need to do this. Don't need to set that. And we don't need to create any dynamic material instances here. Hello. Good that you are here. I wanted to show you something and wanted to ask if you have an idea how to do this better. Let's see. On my event graph, I have this thing here. I'm doing a switch on my item categories, and then for each element I'm checking if that specific oh, thank you. If that specific item category is there, if we have items of that category in our inventory. And I have all these bools here, and then I'm doing this, which is absolutely horrible. go through sequence and set each of them create category bottoms if the condition is true. And I'm not sure how to do this differently. I mean, first I do have the bool for each category, and I'm calling the same function for each of them. Oh, and I need to set this here. I kind of want to get rid of this and the sequence here. I mean, I did a bit of optimization here already for setting the texts with selects according to category, but I don't know a better way to do this properly with either I mean, okay, I just saw a way to do that, even though it's not the best way. Let's see. So for each of them, yeah, no, this wouldn't work because how often do I call this? I'm calling this once for every opening of the inventory. In this for loop here? So get rid of the condition and then just create that. No, that wouldn't work. Because if I call this in here, I can show you what happens. At least I think that would happen. Let's do this here. If we put this in here, Set the condition to true, just to test it out. Let's see what happens. Let's first pick up stuff here. Let's pick up 2 coins. Yeah, okay. Sorry, I need to remove that. But now we get this. I already see the issue. We have the all category, we have the keys category, we have an artifact category, we have an artifact category, we have an artifact category, we have a book category, we have an artifact category. Awesome, yeah. And we have a keys category again. So, yeah, this doesn't work. Or it does exactly what I thought it would do. That's why I'm just setting the bools in that for loop, and then go through that after the fact and fill out only the categories that I need, and only once. I mean, I could get rid of all the logic there and just set all the categories once and be done with it. But kind of want to have it a bit more dynamic. So only if we have an item for that category, the category would be there. Yeah. I was thinking of another way would be to create additional data type that has the category and a bool for the category and stuff like that, but that would also, I'm not sure if that would be the good way. Because then I would need to go through a list of bools, list of things. I mean, at the moment it's okay, but every time I'm adding a category, it's kind of a pain to go in again, add a new bool, and then add a new call. That could work. Let's try that. This and then add unique. Oh, then we need to go in here and change that. Yeah, thank you. Awesome. So now I can get rid of all these bools here. Yeah. Definitely. So on construct we clear that. Oh no, we need to do it before. No, let's use that here. Before we update those, we clear that. Yep. Yeah, this is updating the data. It's clearing out the item array completely, get it from the player inventory, override it, then we clear out the category array, and then we do the update where it's filled. Awesome. Thank you. Yep. This is a lot better because it's just one row and not huge block here. That's what I like about visual scripting. You can see if you optimized something. I mean, this is still happening here because this is a huge function here that, or huge event. Where I'm handling all the different parts here. I mean, I could create a different event out of that where I just put in the category and then handle that, but it would look different. Okay. Oh, and it also got rid of our clear data here. Completely. Because we don't need to do that part again. Let's see. Where am I doing the clear data? Should get an error about that. Yeah. There we do it. Yeah, we are just doing the update here. Okay. Awesome. So, yeah, here, like I said, I need to look into that. Let's promote that to a function. Let's do the same here, even though there's nothing happening in there. No. Use consumable. And this is all that's in there at the moment because I haven't added the code yet for that. Return. And at the moment I don't have any consumables in the game, so. But I can add them and then add functionality in here. Yeah, and after that we are updating this and then should be fine. So the sequence is done there. Handle closing, promote that to a function. Yeah. Yeah, and I already know how this would work with the character system that I have at the moment, because it would switch out parts of the character meshes, and then would work with that. Quite sure why it's throwing it there. Let's promote that to a function. Read book. Yeah, no, I don't need to do this anymore. Keys don't need to be used. This will be a bigger function, because this has to check what it's doing on the... Wait, so the... Oh, change those names here. This is the ID. This is the name. And we need to return out. So... And here, the moment I'm just doing this, so if I have the teleport crystal in my inventory, and click on use, it should open up the teleport dialog. And this I need to do differently. Here I need to check for different items, and only if they are correct then this should happen. I think I will go for the IDs because they're clearer. Oops. Handle that. No, the handle artifact is clothing the UI. So yeah, not sure. Yeah, here I wanted to have something, just feedback for other stuff. For instance, if I have the coin, then I can use the coin or do anything with the coin, and then maybe there would be feedback. You flip the coin, it shows head. You flip the coin, it shows tails, stuff like that. Where the ingredients would open up um, the crafting or brewing dialogue as soon as I have that. So for the book I need the name, but for this we need no, place new note, no. The handle artifact needs to have an ID. And the handle misc as well. Hello, how are you? Um, a few things I'm stuck on at the moment, and apart from those, it works out fine. But um, I'm kind of stuck with my characters. Um, but I have someone who helps me out with that. And what was the other thing? Um, oh yeah, I'm still not in the stage where I'm optimizing performance and stuff like that because I wanted to go through and kind of fix issues in my blueprints first. Oh, your own game. Nice. What are you working on? What kind of game? Do you have anything to show already? Okay, completely fine. Was just pushing. Are you going through tutorial or are you just learning on your own? Um, there are the tutorials in the documentation might be a good point to start off. Okay, here I need to edit check. Okay. Yeah, I was just thinking as a starting point to get to a specific stage on the game idea and then go from there. Okay. Okay, for some reason this doesn't work anymore. Why does it not work? This is not equipped, so we should see this text. Yeah, kind of. Okay, this makes those slightly more clear. And I can remove the category from up here, and then this is nicer. At least slightly. And then this down here. Okay. Okay. Let's see. So why does this not work anymore? Why is it not setting the text properly? Should just set this text here. This shouldn't be visible. This should say use. This should say read. This should say use, use, invisible. I mean, it works if I click it, but... Okay. They're not that hard. Okay, let's go through this. Even though, okay, this is one of the most advanced stuffs in my whole project. Because I'm using... I'm using this item preview here, and inventories on their own are always the most advanced things in games from my perspective. I mean, okay, stats and stuff like that and combat system is a whole other monster on its own, but for games that don't have combat, for instance, the inventory system is the biggest part, and then dialogue system and stuff like that. But basically what I'm doing here is I have an actor somewhere in the world, and I am creating an image out of that actor. And that's the item preview here. And in front of that, I'm just displaying an overlay with an image, some description text, and then the item name here. This is just a scroll box with a vertical list in it. of all the items I have. Yeah, and in the graph, I'm starting up here. I am getting the inventory reference from my first person character. Then I'm doing this, which is something you do for, at least this part, for all UI in your game. For the UI that's in front and not something you can do stuff in-game while the UI is open. So show mouse cursor and then setting the input mode to UI only. And I'm adding this, that I have another variable so that basically the game in the background, or at least the tick event in the background for the player is blocked. So it's only going to the branch and then stop there, because I'm setting it. Okay, we're in a menu now. Ignore everything in there. And then I'm handling my data, clearing the inventory array that I have here, which holds my inventory items, struct I created. And then I'm getting this from the inventory reference, the one we got here from the first person character. Then this is new. I'm clearing the category array, which was my inventory category. And then I'm updating the category items. First thing is this. I'm clearing the panel on top here. This one is a panel that holds all the item types, so all the categories for my items. And I'm clearing all the children out of that. Then I'm going into the item list, clear that out. And then I'm creating widget inventory category, which is just a text on a button. The button itself is invisible, but you can click on the text. And this is for my all category. So all the items in my inventory are listed there. And then I'm adding this as a child into my category list on top, category bar on top, and I'm hiding all the buttons because I don't need them at the moment, and the preview, because no item is clicked at that point in time. And then I'm going through my complete inventory array. Kind of, yeah. That's true. But that little bit of text kind of controls what we can see in the inventory. So it's that text up here. So it's basically a filter. It's a filter on my inventory items that I'm creating there. And here I'm going through all my inventory and I'm adding the other categories, the other filters basically. And then once that is completed, I'm going in here, and for each category I have in this array, I'm creating one of these buttons, which by the way I can remove the condition here. Yeah, and then I'm just adding this on top there. Where's this? Let's refresh node. Yeah, that's all that's happening there. And basically we can do the same up here, because this is doing nothing different. Only that we have the all category predefined there. Okay, we do that, and then here I'm doing this category button clicked, and set this to all, so that the all category is clicked first, so that we see all the items we have when the inventory opens. And that's all that's happening before we can do anything. And then here we are doing the filter. First we are setting this to the, where do I set that? I'm using this somewhere else. Let's see where we use that. Not that I'm, oh yeah, we're getting this back here. So if we drop an item, then it goes back to the previous category. That's why we are setting this here. Then we clear the children again, which means we remove all the items out of the list. And then we do the branch here. If it's all, then we are listing all the items that we have in our inventory. And adding them as children to the vertical box list here. Otherwise we go in here and do this. Basically do the same thing, but only for items where the category is the same as the one that we put in. Since I don't need to do that for the all category, can just go through this. This is easier that way. I mean, I could call this on all also, but I think it wouldn't work because none of the items have the all category. That's why this wouldn't work. The all category only exists for the inventory, only to sort. Yep. Then we get all the items listed. And then the interesting part happens. If we clicked an item and are hovering it, we can kind of rotate it around, manipulate it. And I think this needs to be called here. Yeah, this is supposed to be hidden. Okay, here we are hiding the box actions, which is use and drop. Then we check if the selected item, the last selected item, is different from the item that we have. If that is not the case, then nothing happens because we didn't change the item. If that's the case, then we set the new item as our last selected item. And then we go on to set the name, set the description, and then we check if the world mesh is valid. And if that is the case, then we set the mesh for recording actor. To the world mesh that we had here. And then we make the action buttons visible again. If the mesh is not valid for some reason, everything is hidden. Basically, there has to be an error message here that something went wrong, and this is there. What's that? Sure. I need to add more to this because this shouldn't happen. And then I'm trying to change the text. And that is dependent on the fact if we have the item equipped or not. And this is not working at the moment. Let's see. Does it work if I remove that part? Nope. Oh, it is. Okay, so it cannot hide that. Oh, I see what the problem is. Yeah, this is stupid here. I need to hide the button. Yeah. Okay, now we can only drop the lockpicks or exit out. For the map... Oh yeah, I need to make this... change this here too. Be visible. So lockpick, no use button. Map, we have a use button. Even though nothing happens at the moment. Yeah, this happens, but doesn't help us. Wait, no. Yeah, okay, there's an issue. Not with this part here, but with the fact that I'm not checking if we have the right item. That's why I need to go in here and do the handle artifact. Yeah, this I need to do. So only if we have the right item, we can do stuff here. Let's get rid of that. Yeah, sorry about that. So let's do switch on int. Ah, damn it. No, switch doesn't work here. So I need to do a branch. Yeah, this is ugly again. Ugh. Okay. for the moment, let's check the ID for that. Items. This is 200, 106. And if that is true, then we go into the teleport thingy. Otherwise, we are not doing anything at the moment. But then I need to check for every ID like that. Oh, yeah, you too. Have fun. Okay, let's switch on int. Okay, select also doesn't help us here. Is it possible to change the range for this? So that I don't, yeah. Now that would also still need to go through every option there. Because this would just be branch after branch for each of them. Yeah, I think in this case yeah, but then this would do the same. Let's add that what I was talking about earlier. The coin is 104. So we do the branch. If our ID is equal to 100, was it 4? Yeah. So if that is true, then we do this. Coin flip. We're adding that. And here for more text. Let's get in a string here. So let's do this. Random pool. Let's see. Utilities. String. Okay. No. Not what I need there. Oh. Yes. This is tails. This is heads. And here we have our coin flip. It's completely useless, but we can do it. Let's check that. Yay! It works! Does it land on anything else than heads? Ah, tails. Okay, so it does work, kind of, but it's completely useless. This gets me to the point where I want to expand on that, because I also want to set the text accordingly. Because this is just doing use. Damn it. Kind of want to write small function that checks what kind of item we have and changes the text accordingly. But I think that would be a waste of time. But it's a nice flavor thing that at some point I will build that in. It's definitely not needed, but I like that. Okay, this issue here is fixed so that the inventory works again. So, let's see. That reminds me. No, I do that. I do write a function for that. Because I can set those texts here just with a function quite easily that way. So let's do that. Let's add a function set use button text. Input is the category, inventory category. It is equipped. And this function is pure. And the output is a text. Can I copy that? Yep. Yep. Copy. Paste. Okay, that's the first part, and then I can add stuff here, which means I also need the ID here. Okay, and the ID I need to feed into another function. Which is also pure. Gets the ID in. Gets a text output. Flip. Then I can expand on that if I want to. Completely useless stuff. Let's throw this here. And let's get rid of that. Rid of this. Category goes in here. This goes in there. Let's throw the ID there. Okay, this just another optimization on this. Yeah, damn it. Put that there. Okay, compile that. And now we should have the completely unneeded flavor stuff here. for the coins. Yay! Flip the coin and heads. I need to make this lowercase. Handle misc. Heads on. Wait, what do we have on the coin? Even though the coin that I'm using here isn't the right mesh. But what do I have here? I have heads and heads. Okay. This doesn't... This is a cheater's coin. It always lands on heads, because both sides are heads. Yeah, I need to create texture for that. But that would be crown. Or head. This is fun, but completely useless. Maybe it's just fun for me and not fun for the player, but it doesn't matter. We should never see this. If we see this, then something is really wrong. Okay. What's the time? Okay. Inventory is done. Journal was done. Lights. I had a look at puzzle elements. What am I doing here? Nothing on the construction script. And this is trigger box. And for all the meshes here. Wait, where do we define those? Oh yeah, they are exposed, so I can define them myself. And then I'm just firing click on them. And then I'm moving this 10 units down. And this thing looks like that. Trigger box, cube, static mesh. Yeah, I think I need to change the mesh for that properly, and then here we are doing the opposite. Yeah. We're moving it up. And we are also firing clicked again. So for toggles, it works with toggles. This is what this is doing. So I can throw in a lot of different meshes and just make them work for me. So I think I have this in the other level. I'm using at least one of these. Levels. This is the start area, and go this way. And let's see. Yeah, that's my pressure plate. And at the moment it is not moving, but it's controlling all those lights here. If we play this, what the hell? Oh. My door broke again. Why is it always breaking? Did I not set this to movable? Stupid. Candle. Door. This should be movable. Or in the better case, it should be doing an animation or stuff like that. Because at the moment it's just... Yeah, let's have a look at this. What is this doing? On construction, it is setting the mesh. Even though at the moment it's just one mesh that we have there. I do want to have different door types, but I need to create them again. And then we do the clicked here, and we check if it's locked or not. And we check if the item's in inventory. And if that is true, we unlock the door, which is doing the successful interaction on the base actor, and the open door here, which is just rotating this. And playing a sound. And setting is open to true. This is all my doors doing. But I forgot to set this correctly. Save this, and now we should be able to. Still need a key for that. And that key is here. But let's pick up the light crystal as well. Key opens this. And we have a monster here. Let's ignore the monster. And then this is the pressure plate. And this is doing that. since we can move around items like this, can just put that on there. That's another thing, that's the switch. And that activate that part. Let's see, puzzle elements. It's, not sure if it's this switch actor. Could be. Okay, no, this couldn't be it because this is not working anymore. Target self. Oh, okay, this needs to be... Couldn't be an actor. Needs to be an interaction actor. Change that. And now it works. This doing? Oh, this is what I used here. This is starting a particle system. Setting this active. And setting a condition here. This is the one I used in the tutorial level. Here we start the particle system. And then we check if it has a condition, and if that's true, we set the condition. Okay. And then I have this one, which is a bit more tricky. I mean, the start selection thing is always the same for those. But here I'm doing something really interesting and strange. I am also calling the interaction actor clicked, and I can get rid of this here, we don't need that. But this is working with my data-driven house system, procedural house system, or whatever you might call it. I am getting the element in specific cell number, and then I also have a trace actor, which is just an empty actor that I put in the right spot, right rotation, to look at the wall I want to change. And yeah, here I'm setting the orientation is adding to this location for the line trace. And on the hit component, I am casting to instance static mesh component, and I remove the wall piece that is there. And then I am doing something here. So if it is open, then we set open to false. Oh yeah, and then I'm setting getting the house data again at the proper cell, and I am clothing this. So I'm changing the interior base data corner type, the wall types here, to all walls. So if it was a doorway before, it's a wall now. And in this case, I'm setting the first element here to be a door. This might not work correctly if I have specific setup on the corner type here, but I don't care about that, because in most cases it should be fine. It should just work like that. And then I'm calling the rebuild house to show the changes. We changed the data, and now we need to rebuild the whole house to reflect on that. And then also I'm playing a sound. And to show you what this does, I need to switch to the other level because I'm using it there. And here we have, or we should have, okay. What the hell? Okay, this is the trace actor. And here we have another trace actor. It's just an empty actor that I use as a position to do the trace from. And then I should have the switch, but this is in the wrong spot. And this is also not, doesn't have the right asset there, so let's get this and let's select that one. Okay, that's the first one. And the second one. Let's copy the location, paste it here, and then move it. Okay. So now I can show this. So here we have that one. Hear that sound, and the wall here changed. Sadly, the perspective doesn't let us see the change, but if we go to this one and have a close look on these walls here, we can see the change there. And now this opens. But for some reason I just noticed that there's a wall missing. Let's look into the world. It's not good. But here's the magic recipe that we need to find. So we do have a hidden laboratory here. Why did... Oh... Yeah... Let's check something. This doesn't have anything there. What's the data on this? It's 425. Yeah, that's correct. Data on this one, 423, it's also correct. But at some point it was 460, I think I remember that. That's why the wall here was gone. So, not quite sure where the issue is there, but... Yeah, I can just change the wall and then... The only problem is it only works if this stays my blueprint. And this blueprint is not very performant. There are a few issues with it that I still need to fix somehow. Oh, and there are other issues here. Let's see, what is that? For people who don't know the system that I built here, I just noticed that the cell 578 is wrong, so I can go to that cell. And change this to Fancy Town. And now change the mesh I was using, because I can't change the material, I have to change the mesh. Because it's using instant static meshes. So I switched to another instance and added elements in that. Okay. Yeah, that's that system, and those were the puzzle elements. They all work, more or less. Let's see, what's the time? Yeah, I think we have a bit of time. Let's go to the quests, and then I think I will do the rest next time. Oh no, let's do the quests next time as well. Which means next time is Thursday. And Thursday afternoon for me, my time. I will be back and we will go through the quests, save game, teleport, even though I think I went through teleport already, UI, and then AI, player character script, and everything else that I kind of missed. Oh yeah, game mode, game instance. Need to go through those as well. So yeah, that's all for today. See you then. Bye bye.